Hi, Rebecca here with FM 100.3, and we've loved giving away these tickets to see Jewel in concert at the Wynn Las Vegas. So what an honor it is to check in with one of our favorite artists.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Jewel. Thanks for taking time with us. How are you doing down in Vegas?
I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know, we love that we can claim you as one of our own from Utah since you were born in Payson. Have you been back?
Gosh, I did go through Payson. I did a show there at a school once and really enjoyed getting to be there.
Going back home is always a step back in time a bit, huh?
It is, for sure.
Doesn't your concert take us back in time, too? You're calling it Hits, Muses, and Mentors. It's March 30th and the 31st at the Encore Theater, right?
Yeah, I wanted to use this show as an opportunity to let people sort of in on what has shaped my voice and my writing. People are often surprised when I tell them that Foolish Games, for instance, was really influenced by a Leonard Cohen song called The Famous Blue Raincoat, and I was basically just doing my best to rip him off when I was 18. Or just things that really influenced my voice that people may not know because my writing style ends up so differently than the type of singers that influenced me. And so it's a chance to really show people those influences and get to do some covers, really show off my vocal ability in ways that I don't write for, and also possibly I'd like to get into some poetry if I can without boring people, that just little phrases here and there that really shaped my writing.
And let's talk about that because often, you identify yourself as a storyteller. Do you attribute your just love of poetry that has influenced you to become a storyteller in your songs?
I think I was always fascinated from a young age with, how would I describe it, an emotional landscape that was never talked about. I loved writers that were very brutally honest. And so I cared more about moving the emotional needle than I cared about showing off my vocals. And so storytelling lyrics have always been driven around, can I tell the truth? Can I do it in a way that makes people sit up and listen instead of nod their head? I've been about engaging people, I guess, more than just letting time pass.
Yeah, I get that. So Leonard Cohen was one of your mentors. Bob Dylan was too, right?
Yeah, I was lucky Dylan took me under his wing when I was really young starting out.
You also mentioned in one of an interview that I read that all your songs have some type of an autobiographical aspect to them. And when we played your song Hands, the very first time, phones were ringing. Was there some of your own life placed into the writing of that song?
Yeah, I wrote a lot of those lyrics when I was homeless in San Diego. I ended up homeless because I refused to have sex with a boss, and he wouldn't give me my paycheck. And so I couldn't pay my rent, and I started living in my car, and then my car got stolen. And I was shoplifting quite a bit to get by, and I realized one day that I was making myself a victim, that I didn't have to shoplift, that it was up to me. No matter what happened to me, what I did with my own hands was up to me. So that song is really about me learning how to not be a victim on a much deeper level and saying my hands are my own. The choice, I can't control what happens to me, but I can control what it does to me, what it does to my spirit, what it does to my outlook and my belief in myself.
Wow, thanks for sharing that. That adds even more to an already really beautiful song. And you've spent some time advocating and trying to help other homeless youth, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of advocacy for youth homelessness, a lot of health and women's health in specific. And now the business that I'm building outside of music is all based around practices that I began to develop while I was homeless to help combat anxiety and panic attacks and rewire my brain so I could have a really happy life versus a life that I inherited, which was going to kind of predetermine that I was raised in an abusive household. So I wanted my future to become differently than how I was raised, and to do that I had to change my brain, basically. And so it's what I've written about my whole career and now what I'm actually making a business out of.
Yeah, you talk about your career. It has spanned a lot, hasn't it? From songwriting to television, the Hallmark movies, and the mysteries that you're in. So is it the kind of thing that you're just evolving your career in many different areas to explore all your creativity?
I think creativity is the same no matter which art field you're in. Recognize themselves and have an emotional experience in what you're doing. And so I've always enjoyed acting and getting to do it in different ways. Acting was hard early on because movies just took a lot of time and touring took a lot of time, and so I couldn't do both. But now that these TV movies are around, it's a lot easier. You can fit a whole movie in a couple weeks and be back home with your child. So and to be able to write books, and I feel very blessed to be so creative for a living.
And for those who haven't had a chance to watch them, it's the Fixer-Up Mystery. She plays the character Shannon Hughes. I know your time is busy, Jewel, and I appreciate that you've opened up this time with us. Can I tell you thank you for exploring all your creativity? Because your music, when your songs are on, create what we call driveway moments, where we stay in the car for a bit, we think about the message and the words and the lyrics, and often it feels like you're singing the songs of our life too. So thank you so much for all the beautiful music we get to play on FM 100.3.
Well, that was beautifully said. Thank you. And I look forward to having people of Utah come. And I'll be with a full band. I rarely play with a full band ever, so it'll be fun for me. It'll allow me to cover some more range.
Even better. Hey, Jewel, thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you at the Wynn, Las Vegas, March 30th and 31st for Jewel's Hits, Muses, and Mentors.
Thanks a lot.